Most people believe that if they just push harder, everything will finally change. They think effort is the answer. More discipline, more chasing, more force. But what if that belief is the very thing keeping them stuck? What if the reason nothing shifts is not because you're doing too little, but because you're doing too much? Right now, millions of people are exhausted. They wake up tired. They chase goals, relationships, money, peace, and the harder they chase, the further it seems to move away. This is not a motivation problem. This is not a mindset issue. This is something deeper. Something most people never learn. Your body is listening long before your mind understands. When you chase, your nervous system does not hear ambition. It hears danger. It hears urgency. It hears lack. And the moment your body senses threat, it shifts into survival mode. Breathing becomes shallow. Muscles tighten. Your vision narrows. Your world shrinks. In that state, change becomes almost impossible. Here's the part few people talk about. Your nervous system is not designed to create in chaos. It is designed to protect you. So when you push too hard, it doesn't open doors. It closes them. This is why effort alone fails so many people. You can think positive thoughts all day. You can visualize the future you want. But if your body feels unsafe, reality resists you. The real shift begins when something unexpected happens. You stop chasing, not because you gave up, but because you finally understood the rules. When you slow down, your body recalibrates. Your breath deepens. Your heart rate settles. Your nervous system exits survival and enters regulation. And in that state, something strange occurs. Opportunities feel closer. Decisions become clearer. Timing improves without force. This is not magic. This is biology. Your body holds the power switch to your reality. And most people are unknowingly holding it in the off position. By the end of this video, you'll understand why letting go is not weakness, why chasing creates resistance, and how resetting your nervous system changes the way life responds to you. This isn't about doing less. It's about allowing more. Because when your body feels safe, reality starts to cooperate. Stay with me. What you're about to hear may completely change how you approach effort, success, and transformation. Before we talk about the mind, the habits, or the goals you're chasing, we have to talk about the system that decides everything first. The nervous system. Long before you consciously think, your body is already scanning the environment. It is asking one simple question again and again. Am I safe, or am I in danger? That silent question shapes how you move through the world more than any motivation ever could. Your nervous system does not care about your plans. It does not care about your vision board or your affirmations. Its only job is survival. And it makes decisions in milliseconds. Faster than thought. Faster than belief. It reads tone, posture, memories, pressure, uncertainty. Based on that information, it chooses either openness or protection. When the system senses safety, your body relaxes. Breathing slows, muscles soften, your mind becomes flexible. You see options. You notice details. You can imagine new outcomes without fear pulling you back. In this state, creativity rises naturally. Focus becomes steady. Energy flows instead of spikes and crashes. This is the biological foundation of clarity. But when the system senses threat, everything changes. Your body tightens. Breathing becomes shallow. The mind narrows its focus to problems and danger. Decisions become reactive. You overthink. You rush. You hesitate at the same time. Even simple choices feel heavy. This is not weakness. This is your biology, doing what it evolved to do. Most people live in this state without realizing it. They think they are lazy, or unmotivated, or blocked. In reality, their nervous system is on high alert. Bills, expectations, comparisons, timelines, all of it sends the same signal to the body. Something is wrong. Hurry. Fix it now. And here's the part most people never hear. You cannot force your way out of this state. Pushing harder only confirms the threat. Trying to control everything only increases the pressure. The body does not respond to wanting. It responds to safety. This is why reality doesn't shift just because you desire change. Wanting something while feeling unsafe sends mixed signals. The mind says move forward. The body says protect yourself, and the body always wins. Outcomes are shaped here first. Your tone in conversations, the risks you avoid, the chances you don't see, the opportunities that pass unnoticed. All of it flows from whether your nervous system feels secure enough to allow expansion. When safety increases, your entire experience changes without effort. You speak differently. You listen more. You trust your timing. Life starts meeting you with less resistance. Not because the world changed, but because your body finally allowed it to. Before we talk about results, discipline, or why some people seem to move ahead with ease, we need to understand what chasing actually does inside the body. Chasing is not neutral. The moment you feel like something must happen now, your nervous system interprets that urgency as a threat. It does not register ambition. It registers pressure. When you chase, your body releases stress hormones almost instantly. Cortisol rises. Adrenaline follows. These chemicals were designed to help you survive danger, not to help you build a life. They sharpen your focus, but only in one direction, toward problems, toward what could go wrong, toward what you might lose. This narrowing of focus is useful if you are escaping danger, but in everyday life, it becomes a trap. You stop seeing possibilities. You stop noticing timing. You stop sensing what feels right. Everything becomes about forcing an outcome before it slips away. In this state, your brain switches into fight or flight. Thinking becomes rigid. Creativity drops. You repeat the same actions because they feel familiar, even if they no longer work. You react instead of responding. You move faster but with less intelligence behind each step. This is why chasing often creates the opposite of what you want. You might work harder, but your choices become smaller. You might stay busy, but your direction becomes unclear. From the outside it looks like effort. On the inside, it is stress disguised as progress. Your nervous system does not know the difference between a real physical threat and an imagined future fear. Deadlines, expectations, comparison. All of these activate the same survival circuitry. And once that system is active, your body's only goal is immediate relief, not long-term creation. This is where impulsive decisions come from. This is where burnout begins. This is why people sabotage momentum right before things improve. The system is overwhelmed and wants safety, not success. Clarity cannot exist here. Creation cannot happen here. Growth requires space, and space disappears when the body feels chased by time, pressure, or outcomes. Most people try to think their way out of this state. They tell themselves to calm down, to focus, to be positive. But the body does not respond to words alone. It responds to signals. And chasing sends one clear signal again and again. Something is wrong. Hurry. As long as that message is active, the brain stays locked in survival. Vision stays narrow. Tension stays high. Even rest feels uneasy, because the system believes danger is still present. Understanding this changes everything. Not because you stop caring, but because you realize that slowing down is not a delay. It is the first signal of safety. Before we talk about effort, ambition, or why pushing yourself sometimes feels like hitting an invisible wall, we need to understand how the nervous system reacts to change. Change is not automatically welcomed by the body. Even positive change can be interpreted as risk. The nervous system is designed to protect what is familiar, not what is new. When your body senses uncertainty, it does not ask whether the change is good or bad. It only asks whether it is safe. New environments, new roles, new expectations, new identities. All of these require the nervous system to update its internal map. And until that update happens, resistance appears. This is why trying harder often backfires. From the outside, effort looks productive. From the inside, it can feel like pressure. And pressure is interpreted by the body as danger. Muscles tighten, breathing shortens. Thoughts speed up. The body prepares to defend itself. Biology does not respond to force with openness. It responds with protection. So the more you push, the more your system pushes back. Not because you are weak, but because your nervous system is doing its job. This is where the loop begins. You want change, so you pursue it harder. That pursuit increases stress. Stress signals threat. Threat triggers resistance. And resistance slows progress. The lack of progress then convinces you that you need to push even more. More pursuit leads to more tension. More tension reduces clarity. Reduced clarity leads to poorer decisions. And those decisions reinforce the feeling that something is wrong. The loop tightens. Inside this cycle, growth feels exhausting. Even small steps feel heavy. Motivation comes and goes. Confidence drops without a clear reason. People often blame themselves here. They assume they lack discipline or willpower. But the real issue is regulation, not motivation. Your nervous system is not designed to evolve under constant strain. Learning, adaptation and expansion happen when the body feels secure enough to explore. When safety is present, the system becomes curious, flexible, creative. Without safety, it becomes defensive. This explains why some people seem to change effortlessly while others struggle despite intense effort. It is not about intelligence or desire. It is about how safe the body feels while moving toward the unknown. When change is paired with safety, the system updates naturally. New behaviors stick. New identities feel real. Progress becomes sustainable. But when change is paired with pressure, the body resists, even if the mind wants to move forward. Until this is understood, many people stay trapped in the same pattern, pushing harder, feeling more stressed, making less progress, all while believing effort is the missing piece. The truth is quieter. The body must feel safe before it allows transformation to take root. Before we talk about surrender, slowing down, or stepping back, we need to clear up one of the biggest misunderstandings about letting go. Letting go is not quitting. It is not losing interest. And it is not deciding that something no longer matters. Letting go is a biological reset, not an emotional defeat. Most people confuse tension with commitment. They believe that holding tightly proves they care, that relaxing means they are no longer serious. But the nervous system does not work that way. Constant effort without rest signals danger, not dedication. And when danger is sensed, the body prepares to protect, not to create. Letting go is the moment you allow your system to stop bracing for impact. It is the shift from constant alertness to grounded awareness. Breathing deepens. The jaw loosens. The shoulders drop. These small changes send a powerful message to the brain. The threat has passed. Safety is not a thought, it is a sensation. And until the body feels it, no amount of planning will create alignment. This is why people can know exactly what they want and still feel blocked. The desire exists in the mind, but the body is still preparing for loss, rejection, or failure. When you let go, you are not abandoning the goal, you are removing the internal alarm around it. You are telling your nervous system that the outcome does not decide your survival. That signal changes everything. In a regulated state, your mind becomes clearer. Thoughts slow down. You stop forcing answers and start noticing them. Intuition becomes easier to hear because it is no longer competing with fear. Actions feel cleaner, not rushed. Alignment only happens when the body and mind are moving in the same direction. If the mind wants expansion but the body feels threatened, the body will block the path every time. But when safety is established first, the system opens naturally. This is why progress often accelerates after people stop obsessing. They didn't lose focus. They gained regulation. Their nervous system stopped burning energy on defense and redirected it toward growth. Letting go is choosing trust over tension. Not blind trust but biological trust. Trust that your body knows how to move forward when it is not being pushed. In this state, effort becomes efficient, rest becomes restorative, and movement feels guided instead of forced. You are no longer dragging yourself toward the future. You are allowing yourself to meet it. This is the quiet power of letting go. It doesn't look dramatic. It feels subtle, but it creates the conditions where real change can finally take hold. Before we talk about moving on, starting fresh, or becoming a new version of yourself, we need to understand why change often feels incomplete. You can decide you are done with the past. You can understand the lesson. You can even change your behavior on the surface. And yet something inside still reacts as if nothing has changed. This happens because your nervous system learns differently than your mind. The mind understands through words and insight. The body learns through experience and repetition. It remembers tone, pressure, emotional intensity, and threat. Long after a situation ends, the nervous system can continue responding as if it is still happening. This is why some changes make sense logically, but do not feel real internally. You know you are safe now, but your body does not fully believe it yet. You may feel tense without knowing why. You may hesitate even when there is no obvious risk. Old reactions appear automatically, without permission. These patterns are not flaws. They are stored survival responses. At one point they protected you. They helped you adapt. They kept you alert. But the body does not automatically update its rules just because time has passed. Every strong emotional experience leaves a trace. Repeated stress, uncertainty, or pressure trains the nervous system to stay guarded. Even after circumstances improve, the system can remain locked in the same defensive posture. It is not trying to sabotage you. It is trying to keep you safe based on outdated information. This creates a strange disconnect. On the outside you look like you have moved forward. On the inside your body still braces for impact. You may attract similar situations. You may feel drawn back into familiar dynamics. Not because you want them, but because they feel known. The nervous system prefers familiarity over improvement. Familiarity feels predictable. Predictability feels safer than uncertainty, even if the uncertainty leads to something better. This is why change often requires more than understanding. Insight alone does not rewire the body. New experiences of safety do. The system needs proof, not promises. When your body repeatedly experiences calm while nothing goes wrong, it slowly updates. When boundaries are held without consequences, it updates. When rest does not lead to loss, it updates. These moments retrain the system in ways thinking alone cannot. Until then, the old patterns continue to surface. Not loudly, quietly, in your tone, in your timing, in what feels comfortable or uncomfortable. This is why patience is essential during transformation. You are not just changing habits. You are teaching your body a new reality. Before we talk about transformation, breakthroughs, or sudden changes that seem to arrive out of nowhere, we need to look at what actually happens when you stop pushing. Pushing keeps the body alert, it keeps the system tense. But the moment pressure eases, something powerful begins to occur beneath the surface. When you stop forcing outcomes, your nervous system receives a new signal. There is no immediate threat. There is no emergency. That signal allows the body to downshift. Heart rate slows, muscles release their grip. Breathing naturally deepens without effort. These changes may seem small, but they are foundational. As the body calms, energy stops leaking into constant vigilance. The mind no longer needs to scan for problems every second. Thoughts begin to organize themselves. You don't have to chase clarity. It rises on its own. This is the state where awareness expands. You start noticing what you were too tense to see before. Subtle cues, timing,
Emotional signals. The nervous system moves from survival into regulation, and regulation is the doorway to growth. Most people assume transformation requires intensity. They believe change must feel dramatic or difficult. But the body does its best work when it is not under attack. Healing, learning and adaptation happen in calm states, not chaotic ones. When breathing deepens, oxygen reaches the brain more efficiently. When the heart rate steadies, the mind becomes less reactive. When muscles soften, movement feels fluid instead of forced. These biological shifts create the conditions for genuine insight. This is why breakthroughs often come in quiet moments. In the shower, on a walk, right after you stop trying to figure everything out. The system finally has space to reorganize. Clarity is not something you manufacture. It is something that appears when tension leaves. In a regulated state, you are no longer fighting yourself. You are working with your own biology. Decisions made here feel different. They are not rushed. They are not driven by fear. They carry a sense of right timing. Even if the path is unfamiliar, it does not feel threatening. This is the beginning of real change. Not the kind built on willpower alone, but the kind that restructures how you relate to life. Your reactions soften. Your confidence stabilizes. You stop swinging between extremes. Transformation begins when the body feels safe enough to allow it. And safety starts the moment you stop pushing against yourself. Before we talk about results, success, or seeing your life transform, we need to understand a simple but overlooked truth. Your reality doesn't change first. The world around you will not shift just because you want it to, just because you plan it, or just because you imagine it. Change always begins inside. It begins with you. The nervous system is the hidden architect of your experience. Every thought, every decision, every reaction flows from how regulated or dysregulated it is. If your body is tense, alert or stressed, even your smartest ideas and clearest intentions will struggle to manifest. The external world mirrors the internal state more than it mirrors your effort. This is why people can work hard, follow all the rules, and still feel stuck. Their biology is not yet aligned. Strong internal alignment is about creating a state where your nervous system is calm, responsive and open. It's not about forcing control or trying to manipulate outcomes. It's about the body signaling, I am safe, I am ready, I can engage without fear. In this state your mind can think clearly, creativity flows, choices feel natural, actions are grounded rather than reactive. This is the fertile soil in which external reality begins to respond. Think of it this way, your reality is a reflection of your internal environment. If the nervous system is keyed into stress, scarcity or danger, your perception narrows. You notice problems, obstacles and risks. Opportunities pass without recognition. Even when something positive enters your life, it may feel out of reach because the body. But when the nervous system is regulated, a shift occurs. Your focus widens. Timing feels different. The smallest actions create ripple effects. Moments that previously felt random or disconnected now align with your goal. This is the unseen mechanism behind effortless flow and synchronicity. It's why some people seem to attract opportunity without struggle, while others labor endlessly with little result. Internal change precedes external change because the nervous system is the gateway through which life is experienced. When it is steady, your choices improve, your energy increases, and your presence begins to influence situations naturally. You are no longer reacting to circumstances, you are responding in a way that draws the world toward you. This is not magic, it is biology in action. Understanding this changes everything about how you approach growth. You stop focusing solely on forcing results and start prioritizing alignment. Meditation, breathwork, pauses, and awareness become tools for transformation, not just relaxation technique. They create the internal conditions necessary for true change begins when you move from resistance to regulation. Your body signals readiness, your mind becomes clear, and the world follows. The door to external transformation opens only when your internal state is prepared to welcome it. Before we talk about productivity, ambition, or why so many people feel overwhelmed despite their best efforts, we need to understand the design of the nervous system. It evolved over hundreds of thousands of years, not to help you meet deadlines or hit targets, but to keep you alive. Its primary goal was survival, to detect threat, to respond to danger, and it did this with incredible precision. Every signal your body receives, sight, sound, touch, even internal sensations, is scanned for risk. If something registers as unsafe, the nervous system prepares the body to act. Muscles tighten, breathing becomes shallow, heart rate accelerates, attention narrows. These responses were life-saving in environments where a single misstep could be fatal. But the modern world is very different. Threats today are rarely immediate or physical. They are deadlines, financial worries, social expectations, and constant pressure to perform. The nervous system does not understand this distinction. It interprets urgency and pressure in the same way it would interpret the roar of a predator. From its perspective, you are still in danger. This is why stress feels so consuming. You may have a meeting, a project, or a goal, and your mind says, "This is fine, I can handle it." But your body is sending the opposite message. Danger. Prepare to survive. And the responses are the same.
Bite.
Flight or freeze.
Eyes.
Cortisol rises. Adrenaline surges. Clarity diminishes. Creativity stalls. Chasing outcomes under this kind of pressure creates a mismatch between the modern demands of life and the ancient wiring of your body. You are asking a system built for survival to operate in creation mode, and it struggles to keep up. It is no surprise that progress often feels slower, effort feels heavier, and burnout becomes almost inevitable. Even the changes you consciously desire, new habits, better relationships, more abundance, can feel risky to the nervous system. Change means stepping into from a biological perspective, the unknown has always been dangerous. That is why old patterns are so sticky. They feel safe, familiar, predictable, even when they no longer serve you. Understanding this helps explain why forcing outcomes rarely works. The more you chase, the more your nervous system interprets the situation as unsafe. You produce tension. You reduce clarity. You limit creativity. You remain in survival mode, even as you try to grow. The key is not willpower alone. The key is regulate, teaching the nervous system that change can be safe, helping the body settle, showing the system that opportunities are not threats, that progress does not equal danger, that life can move forward without the constant pressure of fight or flight. Modern stress is confusing your system, but awareness changes everything. When you recognize that your biology is simply responding to what it thinks is danger, you can stop blaming yourself and start learning how to work with a system that controls your experience. That is where transformation truly begins. When your body feels safe, something remarkable happens. Neural pathways begin to update. Old patterns that once held you back start to loosen. You stop reacting automatically to every pressure or fear. Instead, you respond with clarity, calm, and confidence. Your choices become intentional. Your energy flows naturally. This is the real way reality shifts, not through force, not through constant struggle, but through new internal patterns taking root. Remember, transformation begins from the inside out. When your nervous system aligns, your mind and body move together, and the world around you begins to reflect that change. This is the quiet power of letting go, slowing down, and allowing your biology to catch up with your vision. If you found this insight valuable, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you reset, align, and transform your reality from the inside.